Hey folks, welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and had a great weekend up in Vermont with my son, my oldest, visiting Norwich University. Actually had a snowstorm out of the blue on Friday. It's comical, man. And it's comical because every time it seems like I go to somewhere snow, the market decides to absolutely freak the hell out. Like on Friday, walking around the campus, and market's down 400 or 500 points on potential trade war fears. Like that's a breaking development. So we're going to get into that in a second because that's going to be the least of our worries in the next 24 hours. But real quick, the other night we lost two more aviators. This time Army aviators out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I used to fly into Fort Campbell. It's literally halfway in between Naval Air Station Fort Worth and Atlantic City, where I'd go see my folks and my family. So I'd stop in a beautiful Fort Campbell to get some gas, and two more aviators. So we had a Thunderbird last week, two Army guys, and then we had four Marines. This is in the past 2 weeks, folks. So please keep these folks in your prayers. And that's going to segue into a bull put spread trade that I just sent out to my weekly options traders. Just to give you a heads up, if you are a weekly options member, the broadcaster ain't broadcasting. I didn't get the damn text, so my techies are under the hood right now, looking at the trying to kick the squirrels or the gerbils in the ball to get the broadcaster firing. So I'm going to send out the email here pretty shortly. But if you attended the 1 o'clock timing research session, you saw the trade. Real quick, let me just review it, and then I'll tell you why I'm doing it. It's the Oh, sweet. I sent it out at 22 cents, and we're down at 19, so it's already looking pretty good as the market's starting to pull back a little bit. I'm looking to sell 175 of Friday's 47.5 puts and buy as a hedge the 47 puts, risking about $4,900 to potentially make $3,900. A good, nice risk to reward ratio with about a 65% probability of at least breaking even, or 63% probability of a max profit. Why am I bullish on vol? Usually, Wiz, on these 400-point rip-your-face-off days, wouldn't you put a bear call spread on? Nope, because in about 12 to 24 hours, we're going to be lobbing cruise missiles, or even as we speak, folks, there are men and women on very air-conditioned surface ships, submarines, and we might even have some B-2s or some Joint Strike Fighters already either airborne or getting ready to get airborne. Folks are already briefing as we talk. When you have a headline that says, I saw the president speak a couple hours ago, he said, we'll have an answer by the end of the day. The guy's got to pay a price. My generals are talking about it. We'll know by the end of the day. That Trump ain't the type of guy at the end of the day to go, nah, I thought twice about it. I'm not going to do it. He's going to pound the shit out of some Syrian positions. The futures are going to implode. We're going to see a spike in volatility tomorrow, and then by noon, we're not going to remember it because I think Mark Zuckerberg's going to take center stage. So just like I predicted last year that we were going to strike Syria, I think that's going to happen again. So I'm putting a bull put spread on vol, but I'd get out of it real quick because by Friday, when bank earnings roll around, we're not even going to remember there was a strike this week, which is bad, but at the end of the day, folks, the market's very present. It only cares about what's going on in that moment. But a lot of bad geopolitical news, whether it's and a lot of people, my phone was buzzing last night, and I was talking to some of my buddies who work in a big building up north with 5 sides. I'm like, hey man, is that us? No, it wasn't. And I knew last night early on we weren't bombing Syria last night. That was Israel. So a lot of stuff going on in the world, folks. So Israel actually reached out and pounded the hell out of Syria, and I think we're going to do the same thing. Some other things we're going to talk about tomorrow in our primary live trade brief. I'll hold on to it, from what China's doing militarily to what happened down in Brazil with Lula turning himself in finally. And they could teach our Justice Department and our FBI a little bit about how to hold our politicians accountable, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. But right now, folks, the one of the closest alligators to our boat, and it seems like Larry Kudlow, who is now the president's one of his chief economic advisors, he's playing good cop to Trump's bad cop. Trump's doing a good job of going out of his way, saying, I have great respect for President Xi Jinping, and then with a comma after that, he says, but I'm going to pound the hell out of China. We've been on the bad receiving end of this trade for decades, and the man's right, folks. Love or hate Trump, the man is right when it comes to trade. We've been getting screwed, and God forbid we have somebody in office who wants to get us screwed. It's evil. Whatever. Larry Kudlow has been the soother in chief. He's come out at least 2 or 3 times so far, since the guy's been down in D.C. in like 2.5 to 3 days to come out and soothe markets, and this is why we have this rip your face off rally. But the market, the reason I'm also bullish on vol right now is because there's a Xi Jinping's giving a speech tonight, and Wall Street is obsessing over any clues for what's going to happen next. Is he going to return the favor with Trump? Is he going to throw over the wall I have great respect for President Trump, meaning we'll work this out, we'll negotiate it, or is he going to just, poke President Trump in the eyes? This is going to be a very interesting speech tonight. But right now, as I speak, Dow's off its highs of the day. We were up over 400 points. Now we're only down to 318. And there you go. There's this bull put spread. I sent out at 22 cents. It's already down at 18 cents right here. What's 18? What's that? 4 cents, 4 times. Let's do the math real quick. 4 times 175 equals, that trade's almost up $700 since we talked about it, or I tried to blast it out a little while ago. So I would be bullish on volatility, but quick strike, folks, because like I said, we're going to have bank earnings towards the end of the week, and I think they're going to be pretty solid. This is, I literally have 3 bags of popcorn sitting here, folks. This testimony is going to be comical. Senator Bill Nelson here from Florida just got done schooling the guy. He's ditching his stinky gray t-shirts that he wears all the time. He does look like Data from Star Trek, man. It's comical. He put on a coat and tie. He's going to be taken to the woodshed. He can only fail. There's no way in hell this guy can do good. We know he's going to fall on his sword. We know he's going to say we did bad. I'm going to fix it and everything like that. He has got to go. Elon Musk has to go from Tesla for it to recover. Mark Zuckerberg's got to go from Facebook if it's ever wants to recover, and Tim Cook is dancing on some thin ice as well. But this is the whole limousine liberal do no harm, and we're the smartest people in the room. And well, Facebook sent a couple doctors on a secret mission to ask hospitals to share patient data with Facebook. They wanted to see who was ill, what Facebook members or users were ill, so they could target them with like medical ads and shit. You can't make this stuff up, folks. It is, and Zuckerberg is telling folks that fixing Facebook will significantly impact Facebook profitability going forward. When you see a CEO warn of that, this stock is done for, folks. The only way Facebook gets a bounce here, look at this. There's the implosion. There's the tech wreck when I was trying to enjoy myself in Aspen. And here's this kind of on the cliff. This thing goes lower. The only thing that's going to save Facebook is him resigning or moving into a chairman emeritus role or something like that. Whenever, I'll remind you what he said. Here's the email, folks, when he's years ago. Hey, man, if you never ever need any info on anyone at Harvard, ask me. I got 4,000 emails, pictures, addresses, social security numbers. His buddy. Oh, my God, man, how the hell did you manage that one? People just submitted it. I don't know why. They trust me. Dumb fucks. The CEO of this company, the founder and CEO, called anybody who gave him data a dumb fuck. I got the mouth of a sailor, so I'm allowed to say that. But folks, and I'm getting rid of my Facebook account. The only reason I still have mine up is because I'm trying to raise money for our MAD, our Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and my sister's in my sister's memory. After that, I'm done, man. I'm going to be done. I've had it. And again, Instagram is a Facebook property, but you share less than that. And let's be honest, folks. Am I really friends with what 1,600 people on Facebook? Why do we need a social application to see how we're doing? Why don't you press dial on that cell phone and see how I'm doing? So anyway, folks, at the end of the day, this is ugly. Twitter's another one of these. This dude's weird. The CEO of Twitter's got to go as well. Twitter CEO shares and raves about article calling for Dem victory in a second civil war. So let me get this straight, Twitter CEO. His name's Jack Dorsey. So this guy, this article, he praised this article that's calling for a second civil war in this country against Republicans. Luckily, your bongs and your dildos, Jack, aren't going to do too well against my AR-15. Bring your revolution, man. We're waiting. So that dude, I've had it. But anyway, folks, it's going to be very, very interesting. Next 24 to 48 hours, I think we're going to see some military action out of the United States, if it's not already happening right now and you just don't know about it. And we're going to see a spike in vol. I get out of that trade. And then by Friday's market wrap-up, it's going to be interesting to see what a round trip of a week this has been, because it's going to get nuts, from Zuck, the cuck, on the Hill, to striking Syria, to a trade war, to listening to President Xi's speech, to earnings. Holy shnikes, what a great time it is to be here at TGO. All right, folks, have a great rest of your day. I'll send out an email right now with that weekly options trade, but I've covered it in here that you're going to get this video quicker than you get the actual trade. I'm going to get the broadcaster fixed. It seems like once a year or once every other leap year, the broadcaster doesn't work for like a couple hours, and they got to go in and refeed the squirrels. Okay, so have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless, and I'll see you for Tuesday's market sit rep tomorrow.